Hey everyone, in this video we are going to talk about, does it make sense to rent or buy in Grand Rapids as you're relocating? And it's coming up right now. For things to do and sights to see, you are now watching Live Great TV, and I'm your official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn, Greathouse.
And I'm Adam Berksma.
And today we're going to be talking about relocating to the Grand Rapids area and what that's going to look like. Hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, go ahead on your bottom right, hit that subscribe button, slap that notification bell, hit that like button so you won't miss out on all the brand new videos that we put out each and every week, because we love putting these videos out for you. But even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan, as a licensed mortgage broker, we want to help you make that transition to the West Michigan area nice and smooth. So our information is below. Feel free to cook a call. Feel free to cook a call. Below in the description is where our information is. And with that being said, let's get into the video. All right, does it make sense to rent or does it make sense to buy in West Michigan? Right now we are sitting at Riverside Park, which is a little northwest of downtown Grand Rapids.
Yep.
And this park is amazing. I was like telling Adam, I'm like, this would actually be a really great park to shoot a video. It's so calm and peaceful here. The birds are chirping. We even got little squirrels over there snacking. Yeah. So it's a great environment. The highway's behind us too. So we just wanted to come and kind of share with you our information as a licensed real estate agent and a licensed broker, what we're seeing. Does it make sense to rent? Does it make sense to buy?
Right.
And also give you some relocation tips. So don't skip on the video, make sure you watch the whole entire video. So let's talk about renting first, because honestly, I get a lot of messages from folks who are thinking about moving to the Grand Rapids area, but they're not quite at the point of purchasing a home. And I totally get it. It makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Why would you buy in an area that you don't even know if you like yet? It makes perfect sense. So when it comes to renting, over the past 2 years, according to Rent Cafe, we've seen the prices go from the upper 900s to about the mid 1300s for your regular one bed, one bath, or two bed, one bath apartment in the area, and that's the average. Now, the majority of homes are in between that 1,000 and 1,500 mark anywhere in the West Michigan area, like as a majority. I believe it's 55% of homes or places to rent apartments are going to be within that range.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to rent maybe for a few years, or a few months or a year, something like that, as you're getting acclimated to the area, getting to know the ins and outs of what this city has to offer and how you fit in, it's perfectly understandable. Another idea that I always will throw out for folks is, if you're looking to get acclimated, get accommodated in the area, you're going to do things such as Airbnb. A lot of times people can rent out houses and actually stay there without having to commit to a full 6 months lease. And sometimes they're able to negotiate those rates with people who have those Airbnbs, renting an apartment, an extended stay. Some people don't want to stay in a hotel.
Yeah, I would. Long term, it's just really expensive for a hotel, I feel like, compared to even the rental prices.
I personally would not want to stay in a hotel.
No. And then you have all the restrictions with animals and stuff too, right? If
True.
you have dogs and you don't have a garage for your car.
And it's just one of those things, as you're getting your ideas across and doing the things that your due diligence. And I literally just did a live last Sunday. So Sunday nights, if you want to catch me live, every Sunday night I'll be hosting live so we can chat together. I was talking about a checklist in regards to making your move to Grand Rapids. So you do want to check that video. I'll put it in the description below so you can check that video as well. But doing your due diligence in regards to what things you need to take into account for when it comes to renting, getting used to the city, neighbors, and we actually have a few tips for you today to reiterate. But that's my take on renting. There's a lot of different avenues. Craigslist is a great place, believe it or not. A lot of people have been having Craigslist as success with it. Facebook Marketplace is another great place to search, as well as apartments.com. Sometimes you got to get on those waiting lists, and if you're a few months out, 6 months out, get on that waiting list right now. Something might pop up in the time frame that you need to be here.
Renting is good. There's nothing wrong with renting,
No,
right?
at all.
It's a little bit more restrictive in terms of what you can do with the place you live in, right? You can't make different upgrades and sometimes like paint things, make it your own type of thing. And there's restrictions on animals and dogs and garages, like if you have a car or two stall. But it's great for the short term. It's absolutely fantastic to be able to get into a new area, especially if you're relocating, and be able to explore it, to see where you like to live. Because there's lots of different towns in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
There's lots of different places to live, and you might rent, in Cascade, but figure out that you want to live on the west side.
Yeah.
So it just really depends on that. Purchasing is great in the long term. Renting is great in the short term.
Yeah.
Renting doesn't make sense to do for 5-10 years.
Yeah.
That's you're building your landlord's equity instead of your own equity.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the other part too, is like long term, over time, you're, like you said, you're building up that equity. But if you're coming here and you have the mindset to rent, you're gonna end up paying less on a mortgage right now than you would in rent. Like, for example, if you're paying the average rent out here, that's almost $300,000
for
house
for $1,300.
$1,400, depending.
Yeah.
You depend on the rate you get, how much you put
Put
down,
down.
all that.
Yeah.
So if you're in a position to do it, that's going to be a really great way to save money, build equity, and then as this town is growing and expanding, which I believe is going to continue to do, as far as what the numbers are showing and the amount of people that are coming to the city, is a great play sooner than later. Yeah.
And with buying, which is awesome, you can rent out bedrooms.
Yeah.
You can rent, if you got a multifamily, you can rent out a whole side, right? And we've had people buy multifamily homes and they don't even pay their own mortgage, right? The other side pays rent, which covers their mortgage for them. They live in the house and build equity for free, which is awesome. You can even do the same thing with a single family home. If you have some buddies that you're gonna live with you, rent out a bedroom to them, $500 a piece, you're making your mortgage right there.
Yeah.
So doing stuff like that puts you in a really nice financial position compared to renting and throwing $1,300 down the drain essentially every month.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Now, I was going to ask you, just for the people to know, like, what's going on with interest rates? How is that looking in regards to people purchasing? Like, where are we in regards to like the average purchaser?
Yeah, so rates are obviously going up. Everyone's heard it. March was a rough month in the mortgage industry for mortgage interest rates. We've seen the biggest increase in the shortest amount of time in the past 30 years.
Wow.
Is what we saw in March in the mortgage industry. So rates are definitely moving up. What that means is, though, usually when rates are moving up, the best time to buy is now, right? Because they're only going up. We don't know when the market's going to correct. At some point, it should. Historically speaking, we always do. But at that time, you can always look into doing a refinance when that does come around, type of thing. Purchasing, even with the higher interest rates, is still a better decision in terms of monthly payment, like we just talked about, and building your own equity.
One thing that I was going to say is that some people wait to buy. Some people buy and then wait. So looking at the numbers and how Grand Rapids is steadily growing over the past 10-15 years, I don't see it dipping down because of the average median price that's here compared to these other bigger metropolitan cities where people are selling their 2-bedroom, 1-bath, $900,000 home, coming here and getting a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home with an acre of land for the same price, and it's all the upgrades. So those are some of the things that stand out when it comes to people making that transition. So as long as those bigger cities are selling off and they're getting too expensive, people are coming to your Hollands, they're coming to your Rockfords, they're coming to Grand Rapids, they're going to South Haven and all over West Michigan, Kalamazoo, and things like that, so they can save money. So if you're thinking about making that move to the West Michigan area, now is a great time to look into it. I'll put in the description as well the rate that we're going up as far as some of the statistics that are shown. The
value and obviously interest rates are going up, but values are obviously going up, like you're saying. We're in a seller's market.
Yeah.
And we'll probably be in the seller's market for a while just because of the demand, right? The inventory is low. There's not enough houses out there for the number of buyers that there are, which is what's driving the prices up, right? So that being said, waiting to buy, because I know some people are like, well, I'll just wait until we hit that recession, you know, in 2-3 years, whenever that is, and then I'll buy. But at the same time, the demand is still going to be there.
Yeah.
So values are still going to be there. So the house you could buy today could be a lot more expensive 3 years down the road.
Yeah, that's very true. And a lot of people say, well, along with that is like, well, we'll wait to buy. And that's perfectly fine. If the market, you say you wait till the market goes down, you're going to buy a house and then the value is going to decrease. So there's that. So you have trouble on both sides if you plan on staying there forever. It's a catch-22. It really is. But at the same time, knowing that you can get in now, get a good rate, the rate's going to go up. If you need to sell, then sell. If you don't need to sell, hang on to the house and, you know, buy up a couple more.
And in any market, and if you are selling, you have a home already that you need to get rid of, you're not going to get both sides of it where you sell high and buy low. You're either going to sell high and buy high, or you're going to sell low and buy low. You know, that's just the way it works, unless you sold and then rent for years until the market crashes. Unless
you have a crystal ball. And if you have a crystal ball, please call us, contact us immediately, because we want to see that. All right, that is our take on, does it make sense to rent or does it make sense to buy? The choice is totally yours at the end of the day. We're here to help you make those decisions. I always love putting these videos out to just tell every side of it, every angle that I hear about, everything that I see and know to be true. I give it to you. I shoot it to you straight. A lot of people on this channel who comment, they love just, I don't know any other way. I don't know any other way just to tell you exactly how it is and allow you to make the decision based on what's important to you. So with that being said, what are some of these tips? I got a few tips. Adam has 3. I have 3.
I got a couple. With relocating.
With relocating.
Yeah, with relocating, we can kind of get into it. Transportation, right? Wherever you decide to buy or rent in the city, you're gonna need transportation. There's a lot of city transportation. I mean, obviously if you have your own car, that's fantastic. There are Ubers around here. We got Lyfts in Grand Rapids. We got the little scooters that you can rent, the birds or the spins. And then in terms of public transportation, downtown we have the buses. So we have the Dash, which is free, downtown area, and then we have the Rapid, which you do have to pay for.
It's usually like $47 a month, or if you want just to go from one place to the next, it's $1.75.
Yeah.
But if you want a day pass, it's about $3.50 just for the entire day.
But that's a great transportation. And it's cheap.
A lot of people use it. So we have these like carpool parking lots where people will park and then they'll catch the Dash downtown, or they'll just make their way around because people don't want to drive downtown, and I don't blame them.
Yep. And when you do get downtown too, as long as it's nice out, like a beautiful day today, you can pretty much walk or scoot anywhere.
I love those scooters.
Yeah.
Another thing to look at is going to be really important are some of the neighborhoods. Like I said in the other video, knowing what flavor you like, no matter what your style is. If you like countryside, if you want to be downtown in the city, if you want to be way out in Timbuktu, we have that within this area. Within an hour in any direction, you literally can get whatever you gel with. And a lot of people call and ask about that. So learning those neighborhoods, knowing which ones will best suit you is one of the things that people look forward to on booking a call with Adam and I to know exactly what they're getting into. So neighborhoods is going to be a really important thing to check out.
Obviously, along with moving, you got to move your crap, right? Everyone's got a lot of junk that they got to bring with them.
You find out when you move.
Yeah, hopefully you throw half of it away, but if you don't, you got to move it. So U-Haul is obviously huge. That's nationwide, I'm sure, and that they're a massive company, so everyone knows U-Haul. But they're a great company for it. There's a lot of local movers. We got 2 Men in a Truck. We got U-Pack. We got Van Lines, Mayflower.
Yeah, Van Lines, Mayflower, those are bigger national companies that if you're moving cross country, some of those reputable names you can call just to get you around from point A to point B. They're great about communication from the reviews that I saw, but make sure you check those reviews.
Yeah, definitely do your due diligence on, especially if you're doing like a cross-country move.
Yeah.
Just because we have heard stories in the past of people who have hired the wrong mover, they didn't do the reviews, or they didn't see the reviews, and you just don't want to get your stuff lost or delivered late by months. Once you get to your new place, you want to unpack and get settled down.
Yes.
So
the cheapest is not always the best.
Not always the best.
And the best is not always the cheapest.
Exactly. So yeah, just do your due diligence on those, look it up, and read some reviews.
Another thing for jobs, people worry about jobs and business opportunities. Like I said in that checklist, this is something that was on the checklist. The top employers in the area: Spectrum, Meyer, Mercy Hospital, Gentex, Gordon Food Service. These are big names that are out here that a lot of people work at, and it's easy for people who are coming into the city to get a job right away. Great pay, great benefits, and things like that. Unless you already work for a company, ask your company if they have a location here, because they just might. On the other side of it is the business opportunities with starting a business in West Michigan. The thing I really enjoy and always talk about is that if you're a new business owner or someone who has projects and things like that, Grand Rapids and West Michigan as a whole is very supportive in helping people get off the ground. There's a company called Start Garden that the DeVos and the Van Andel family, which are prominent names around here, will help fund, almost like a Shark Tank, and they'll be able to help you get your business going if you need funding and things like that. So definitely check that out.
So getting into things to do around here.
What do we do?
There's a lot to do, especially in the summertime. Wintertime is great too in terms of snowboarding, winter sports. We have all that, Boyne Mountain. But in the summer, you can also hit those trails, the bike trails on the mountains.
Trail right here.
There's a bit trail right behind us. We're at Riverside Park right now. This is a great park that they do. So GRSSC is the Grand Rapids Sports and Social Club. They do a city league, and anyone can join it. It's co-ed. It's really fun. There's dodgeball, volleyball, softball,
flag football.
There's tons of stuff. Tons of sports. Really get to reach out and meet people in the community that you wouldn't already, or you could just have your niche of friends. Put a group together.
Put a little squad together.
But so lots of fun stuff to do like that. Summer events. There's concerts in the park. There's a park right over here that does concerts all the time. A little amphitheater. And then obviously the beach life. We've done videos of Grand Haven and Holland, Muskegon, all that stuff. You have boating, kayaking, fishing. So there is a lot to do around here. And it's all within a stone's throw, you could say, right? You could
really close.
Pretty much hit up everything in a day, which is really, really fun.
And not to forget a lot of the festivals that we have in the area. We have Trade Festival, which is in Traverse City up north. We have the Tulip Time Festival, which is in Holland. It's actually going on really soon. I think, it's literally happening right now. We have the Brewery Fest, Founders Brew Fest. We have so many different art prize. These are big events that Grand Rapids puts on that a lot of people come all over the world to enjoy. So that's definitely a highlight if you're looking for things to do as far as like activities and whatnot. There's never a dull moment out here.
And if you head up north, it's not in Grand Rapids, but near Traverse City area, about 3 hours or so straight north, they have the vineyards. And the lake life up there, which is basically like you're in California, which is crazy. Cool. It's beautiful though. They have the little peninsula with all the vineyards on it. You can go vineyard hopping on a tour bus. A lot of cool things.
Wine tasting. It's always a great thing, and I love Michigan because it has so many great things about it. And I just wanted to also touch on the school districts. It's a really big deal for families who are moving cross country, either for a job or the family or what have you. In the school districts here, there's a lot of really great school districts in the area. To find more about those, just give me a call, contact me, message me, send a comment below, just so we can actually help you as far as what your flavor, what your style is. Can definitely help you, point you in the right direction. Some of the more prominent names in the OK Red, which is like, I guess what they call it, Class 1 or Class A or D1 or whatever you call it. Rockford schools, Grandville schools, Byron Center schools, Caledonia, West Ottawa. These are bigger schools that a lot of people, send their kids to that they really feel like they're getting a great education. I mean,
and even if you don't have kids, you're buying a home or you're renting in a place, you're not only buying the house, you're buying the area, right? So even if you don't have kids and you never plan to have kids, buying in one of those good school district areas, you know that your home is going to continue to appreciate and have that value because it's a demanding area.
Yeah.
Right.
And to go with that too, like if you don't, like you say, if you don't have any children, you have pets, or if you're just by yourself, being in those areas provides for good neighbors. I mean, just friendly people. You can make friends out here with the sports and social club. It's pretty social out here. A lot of people are super friendly, and that's why I always talk about in a lot of my videos, the culture in West Michigan is just more friendly. A lot of people, you know, walking, y'all don't even know these people. I'm just like,
hey, how are you?
You know, it's just kind of like what we do here.
And I've heard that a lot actually from people from moving, especially from the West Coast, that just come out here and they're like, man, everyone here is so nice. Everyone's got a smile on all the time. People say hi to me just walking past me.
It's random.
I'm like, you guys don't do that over there? But it's cool. It's cool.
And that's just some of the highlights that we obviously can't tell you everything about West Michigan, but we give you our side, our flavor, and hopefully it resonates with you as you're making your decision. If there's anything that you need or questions you have, please feel free to message us. We're here to help out any way we can. Yeah, and that is, does it make sense to rent or buy, and some tips as you're relocating. Again, if you need anything, you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. Again, for things to do and sights to see, this is Live Great TV, and I'm your official host to live in Great and Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse.
And I'm Adam Berksman.
And if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area and what it's like to live, work, and have fun in West Michigan, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right. Go ahead, take your finger and just hit it. Ding. Slap that notification bell. At least hit the like button so you won't miss out on all the brand new videos that we'll be putting out each and every week, because we love doing these videos obviously for you guys, but even more than that, as a licensed real estate agent, as a licensed mortgage broker, we love helping you make that transition over to the West Michigan area. So our information's below. Again, that's it for today. Until next time, we will see you on the next video.
Thanks a lot, guys.
See ya.